Hey guys, this is Kate, and this is another video using the Hip Kit Club December kit. I just got a new camera. It's my first time using it, so I accidentally cut off the first portion of this video, but I'm just going to explain to you what I've done. I've cut all of these little squares, and they are 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches. And then I used the branding strip off the bottom of that piece of Dear Lizzy paper, which is that blue floral, and I cut that in half and put it on the top and the bottom. So I've also double layered some of the squares with smaller pieces, and I'm just using these black photo corners to kind of outline, you know, define that area. And the photograph I'm using is the picture of oysters. It's kind of random. But right now I'm taking an Avery L die and just cutting some little shapes out of the pattern papers that I will end up using on one of the squares. The picture was taken at this amazing like gourmet food store in Paris. It was like the coolest place I've ever been. It was like 4 stories. It was awesome. And I had a bunch of pictures, but I liked the oyster one the best because it's like I live on the Gulf Coast and we eat a lot of oysters too. So it was just kind of interesting to see the difference and the similarity at the same time, if that makes any sense. I haven't done the journaling yet on this layout, but I will. I was just having some technical difficulties this evening, and it's already almost 1 o'clock in the morning. So I am now outlining all of these squares, and I'm using two different multi-liners. I'm using a point 0.5 and a point 0.1. So one's a little bit thicker than the other, just because. I don't know really a reason why. I was going to use other photographs of like oranges and different things, but the colors just didn't work with the papers. And I made like the base of the layout before I chose the photographs, which was kind of silly. Anyhow, I'm just picking my lettering now, and I'm going to use this print shop. And I love this alphabet. And I ran out of E's, but luckily I have a backup package of those, so I grabbed an E off of my other pack to finish the words. And I thought I was going to use these. I've so tried to use these white foam letters, and I'm going to have to alter them because they are slightly yellow and it drives me crazy. I love the font and I love foam thickers. So you could probably see where there was one that was pink. You could totally take the markers that come in the one of the add-on kits and color them differently. I just tonight my mind like wasn't that creative, or else that's what I would have done with the second word or third word of this title. Instead of using the gold, I would have made them pink and done that. And I kind of wish I had it, and I may end up changing it. But for now, I use this Maggie Holmes set of gold thickers that are like chunky glitter, and they're also foam. And I'm just putting the name of the store there. So now I'm taking those little shapes that I die cut and putting them on this top right corner square. And I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up, but it takes a while. And I don't know if y'all have that glue gun that's like wire or cordless, which is awesome. That thing goes through some batteries. I have to change the batteries all the time, and I don't really leave it on. It takes a while to heat up, and anyhow. So this store is part of, I think it's the oldest department store in Paris. It's called the Bon Marché, and this Le Grand Epicure, I'm probably butchering that, and if anybody speaks French, I'm so sorry if that's offensive. But I'm not trying to speak French. I don't claim to speak French. But anyhow, so that the food part of it's like a separate part, but it's separate building, but it's part of the Bon Marché, which is like the big department store, which is awesome. And it was Christmas time, and the window displays are so cool. Anyhow, so I had put that vellum down with roller adhesive, and you could see it underneath that star. So I just used an adhesive remover and then just used a glue dot instead to hold that in place so that you wouldn't see it. I'm just taking this gray tag and I end up putting it at the top, and it serves no purpose other than decorative. There's no journaling or anything on it. I'm taking some of these little vellum stars and, well, I think I just used one there. And then I'm fiddling with the title again. I could not get that like lined, like spaced right. I don't know. Lined up right. Do y'all ever have those layouts that just are hard? Like this one was hard for me. I love all these products and I have a ton of pictures to scrapbook. It's not that. Um, it was just one of those nights where it was just hard going. So I am taking some of these chipboard pieces from the Amy Tangerine like blank chipboard, and I love embossing chipboard. So I just basically smush it down on my Versamark ink pad and shake it around a little bit, pour some of that awesome gold glitter embossing powder over it. And I think my husband came into my office at this point and is talking to me, and I'm distracted and probably not doing this as best as I could. We were having a conversation about colleges for some reason. I don't know why. We are both done with college and some. But anyhow. So this is probably not the best way to emboss because I had to chase those little things around and my fingers got awfully close to that heat. But it worked out in the end. So I'm just taking my glue gun and gluing these down. I love to use a glue gun with chipboard. Y'all know this. I love the dimension that it gives it. So I'm just sticking those all around, and then I'm taking some of these epoxy stickers and I'm gonna fill around with these until I finally get the ones that I like, or the one that I like. I'm taking this little tool. This is the coolest tool ever. It's called the Pick Me Up, and it's by Silhouette. And on one end, it's like this gummy paste, and on the other end comes out, and it's this pointy thing. Basically, you pick up your sequin with one end and put the glue on it, and then put it down and use the pointy end to hold it in place. So that is the end of the layout, and I'm so sorry that this was so all over the place, including the voiceover. But just stay tuned and I'll have some close-up pictures, and hopefully I'll have all of my camera issues and everything resolved before next week's video, and it will be a lot better. I promise. Thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to check out the Hip Kit Club and use code CraftingKate for a free paper add-on if you subscribe this month. Bye.